Hi, beautiful people. It's 11 o'clock, so it's already Sunday for some of you. Dr. Manhattan, what's good? Okay, it's been a minute since I talked about Kamala Harris, but she spoke with Mary Johnson. The last we've heard about Miss Harris and anything about a presidential campaign was when she did the DNC in 2024 over in Chicago. Will she be running again in 2028? I'm telling you, if she does, I will be at the DNC next time. But I'm gonna watch this. Everything I share is for educational for use purposes only. But I have to react to this with you guys because I haven't seen it. So I'm gonna watch it with you guys. And hopefully my audio is okay. Let me know. I'm kind of excited to see what Ms. Harris has to say. Happy Saturday. How you doing? How you doing? Whew. That was a little tough earlier, Dr. Manhattan. I'm interested in this one. You guys be respectful. We all know she's speaking. It was Martin Luther King Day and all that stuff. But I'm interested in what she has to say. So I'm gonna be quiet, go on mute. I'll communicate through my phone because I have to when I go on mute. So I'm not being rude to you guys. What's good, Jerome? How are you guys? Happy Saturday, Daniel. Hey, you guys. You ready for another round? Let's go. What's good, Claw? Oh, thank you for sending me the video because I wasn't really aware of this. I seen it actually the other day, but I couldn't find a clip that I could share with you guys. So I'm happy to share it with you now because we're non-biased over here. We share both sides. Hey, Thomas, Eastern time. All right, I don't want to keep you up too long. Let me play this. It's not too long. Welcome, Thomas. Okay, let me shut up now. There we go. Let me know what you guys think, okay? And double tap the screen while you're here. Like the screen. Wait a minute. Why am I? So you guys couldn't see it or hear it? I am so sorry. Um, oh, okay, we're gonna have to start it again then. Y'all can see it? No? Okay. Who blacked my eye? All right, let me see. I don't know what happened. Let me try it again. No, you couldn't see it or hear it. Okay, let me start again. I was over there cheering and like, I'm like, even though, I was like, the beginning felt powerful. Let's do it again. I apologize. I apologize, you guys. Okay. All right, let me know right away if you guys can see it or hear it. Let me set it up. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Well, we're gonna start it again. Claude, what the heck? Is that a sign that I shouldn't play it? But I have to stay non-biased, okay? We're non-partisan over here. No, but we're still here for the show. Okay, let me try this again. I'm gonna go on mute. So y'all didn't even hear me. Hey, Selective Outrage, how you doing? All right, let's get to it.
Chicago is on the front lines, and the first Chicago is on the front lines, and the first woman to hold the office of Vice President of the United States, who still knows that winners do the work in the fight for democracy. Let me hear you say, winners do the work, and they fight for us. Let me tell you something, Kamala Harris is still fighting for us. She is traveling the country, fighting for us. And ladies and gentlemen, she's here in Chicago today, fighting for us. So please join me in welcoming the 49th Vice President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris. Stay up. Give it up, everybody.
Good morning, Chicago. Oh, good morning. Good morning. I said to the speaker, you were faster than I thought you'd be. Please have a seat, everyone. Speaker Welch, thank you for that beautiful introduction and for your leadership and hard work. Good morning, everyone. Oh, it's good to see so many people. So, on this 40th anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I join you here in Chicago, not only to mark the moment, but to say thank you to everyone here for carrying his legacy forward. Mayor Brandon Johnson, thank you for having me and this wonderful invitation to be with you and your beautiful wife, the First Lady. Thank you. Thank you to Pam Morris, who helped start this breakfast. I see you. And the leaders who have sustained this gathering for 40 years. Thank you all. And of course, I cannot be in Chicago without recognizing Chicago's native son, President Obama. To Governor Pritzker and to all the elected officials, faith leaders, community leaders, advocates, activists, to all the people of this great city, I thank you for what you do for our country. Thank you. So, of course, as we celebrate history, we all know that generations before us paved the path for us to be here today, including, of course, a dear friend to all of us and a civil rights pioneer, the Reverend Jesse Jackson. And Reverend Jackson, we are praying for you. I'm going to see you later today. but we are all so thankful in understanding the broad shoulders that he created, upon which so many of us stand. We are deeply honored to recognize Mrs. Jacqueline Jackson, whose life of faith, strength, and service reminds us that movements are often sustained by the entire family who do the work with courage and with grace. Let us stand, please, and applaud Reverend Jackson and his family. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. loved America. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. loved America. He loved our country, and his love was not passive. His love was not patient, and it was unconditional. Dr. King loved our country so much that he dedicated his life, and in the end, it was taken in a fight for America's highest ideal, the ideal of freedom. Dr. King believed that to love your country is to fight for your country. And the spirit and meaning of Dr. King's work and words help fuel, over all these years, our enduring belief in America's promise. I got into Chicago late last night from Memphis. And while I was there, I spent time at the National Civil Rights Museum at the Lorraine Motel. Standing there, one cannot help but feel the weight of the stakes of what Dr. King confronted. Government-sanctioned segregation and redlining. The vote of the people denied by literacy tests and poll taxes. Churches bombed and people lynched. A child beaten beyond recognition and laying in a casket. Hear what we understand about that moment. Hate and fear were being weaponized by the powerful to terrorize those they saw as powerless. But here's the other truth about that time. The people were sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so at lunch counters and on buses, in classrooms and in the streets, Dr. King and the leaders of that moment reminded the people of their power, reminded them that it doesn't have to be this way, that the power of protest, of organizing, of the collective can change the course of our history and its country, our country and its history. And Chicago, isn't that true today? Isn't that true today? I will tell you, standing on the balcony at the Lorraine Motel yesterday, I thought about what Dr. King would see if he looked at America now. And what would he think? And what would he say? And I do believe he would see that people today are sick and tired of being sick and tired. When the president is rigging congressional maps to cheat, when he called a court and crafted a court to gut the Voting Rights Act, to silence our voice, when he incites distrust in our election infrastructure so that people won't vote? Well, folks are sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Is she taking a dig at Donald Trump? Why? And I'm not gonna stop it. I'm gonna let it play. But why can't they just speak without taking a dig at the right? Now, you guys are being racist as hell in my chat. Now, if you don't want to be blocked, I suggest you calm the hell down. I feel that it's hard when I think that she's gonna, my opinion, it's not official, that she's gonna put in a bid for the 2028 presidential campaign. I'm worried. But why? Isn't that what she did the first time? Build her case against trying to demonize Donald Trump? Now, I'm going to stay non-biased and I'm going to listen to this. But I'm really hoping she gets to some facts and other stuff and not just, oh, Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, because I get a little tired of hearing that, you guys. Okay? I'm not going to stop it anymore. Let's go. Racism is not a myth. Shut up. But let's go.
When the federal government rips people out of their car, out of their home, out of their church, when families are separated and a mother of 3 is shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis, people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. When our differences are treated as danger, when neighbors see one another as the enemy, and when social media and misinformation take hold of our lives and the lives of our children, well, people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. When rising costs and stagnant wages force working families to choose between rent or medicine, between childcare or groceries, between dignity or survival, people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And when the President of the United States calls the civil rights movement, quote, reverse discrimination, we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now, I know many people in our country are feeling overwhelmed right now. Isolation and loneliness have led to despair. A long broken system has fueled cynicism and, yes, apathy. And people are rightly angry and profoundly frustrated. Far too many have resigned themselves that, well, I guess it's just going to be this way. All while those in power attempt to divide the American people, attempt to make us distrust each other, to turn on each other, all while having us believe we are powerless in this moment. But let's pause for a minute to see the echoes of history. Yes, the threats we face, but also the power of the people. Let us see, like then, this is a moment not to throw up our hands, but a moment to roll up our sleeves, to organize, to register people to vote, and to speak and act with truth, power, and conviction. And I look around this room, I know the people of Chicago, well, you uniquely understand that the fight requires courage. It requires stamina. And it requires commitment. It requires us to show up even when we are sick and tired. Because we are sick and tired. So to the leaders here, I say, let us continue to be clear-eyed. They may want us to be afraid, to be divided, to be silent, but we won't give them that satisfaction. We will continue the fight with determination, with resilience, and dare I say, with joy. So in the spirit of Chicago, it is time to bear down. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much.
Wow, another big round of applause for the 49th Vice President of the United States. Thank you, Madam Vice President. Yes, bear down. What an incredible morning. Let's just kind of soak that in for a minute. I know you need to too. Right now, I would like to invite Bishop Edwin M. Walker of Friendly Temple Church of God in Christ to the stage. Please welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, Chicago. I am honored to stand before you and to acknowledge the distinguished protocol observed in this room. It's with great pleasure that I've been chosen to introduce Mayor Brandon Johnson, a leader whose journey and accomplishments are truly remarkable. When I first met Mayor Johnson, he was not widely known. I had the privilege of engaging him privately, which allowed me to hear his thoughts and intentional plans for our city. He impressed me with his articulate, informed, and well-prepared approach to the challenges ahead. His subtle charisma inspired hope for a better Chicago. As Mayor Johnson rose to the position of mayor, I recalled a valuable lesson. Never let anyone shape your opinion of another person. Instead, observe their words and actions to understand their character. Through careful observation, I witnessed Mayor Johnson's steadfast leadership during the most significant health crisis of our modern era. He guided our city through these trying times with a steady hand and an unwavering resolve. I observed Mayor Johnson as he championed the paid leave ordinance, ensuring workers' rights and fair treatment. I observed him as he eliminated the sub-minimum wage through the One Fair Wage Initiative. I observed Mayor Johnson as he expanded opportunities for youth via the One Summer Chicago hiring over 30,000 young people across our city. I observed Mayor Johnson as he addressed housing instability by funding new developments and programs such as the Neighborhood Access Program. Mayor Johnson demonstrated resilience when faced with unexpected challenges, such as migrants being sent to Chicago by another state's governor. I don't want to call his name. They bussed them in, they trained them in, they planed them in. He worked tirelessly to find housing for these that were in need. When the highest office of our nation said, "Help us arrest the people we shipped to you." We already had them in custody, but we gave them to you. Now help us arrest them. Mayor Johnson reminded them that this is a sanctuary city. He embodied the quote of Dr. Martin Luther King, that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. When he refused, they had the nerve, I'm off script, to summons our mayor, call for our mayor to Capitol Hill to testify and answer questions. And despite federal pressures, including the involvement of ICE agents, the National Guard, the threats to withhold federal funds, he remains committed to serving Chicago. During times of scrutiny, such as when he was there was a call for an investigation into his hiring practices because of an interview with one of our great pastors, Mayor Johnson's competence and the strength of his executive team became evident. They said, "Let's investigate his hiring practices." Well, I'm in agreement with that. Let's investigate what it takes to bring down the murder homicide rate 60-year low because of his hiring practices. Because of his hiring practices, homicides have decreased by 29%. Because of his hiring practices, shootings are down 35%. Because of his hiring practices, robberies are down 36%. Because of his hiring practices, carjackings are down 48%. I feel like preaching. And when it came time to pass the city's budget, Mayor Johnson chose a path of cooperation and responsibility, prioritizing the needs of the working class rather than resorting to disruptive tactics like some to shut down the whole government. I could go on and on, but ladies and gentlemen, citizens of this great city, Chicago, it is my privilege to welcome a leader whose honor and dedication have made a profound difference. Get up on your feet, put your hands together, and let us receive his honor, the Honorable Mayor Brandon Johnson. Come on.
Wow. What's up, Chicago? Doesn't it feel good to live in the greatest freaking city in the world? Thank you all so much. Thank you. Please be seated. I'm so glad there wasn't a Hammond organ in this place. You can't take the Church of God in Christ anywhere. Thank you, Bishop Walker, for that sermonette. I ain't never been introduced to a whole scripture. Really grateful that you all are joining us today. How about it? To the First Lady of the greatest city in the world, Stacey, I love you, baby. Thank you. It is really a blessing to be with leaders from every sector of our city, the faith community, business, labor, and all the elected leaders coming together to honor the legacy of one of the most important leaders in our world's history. But let me just make something real clear, you all, because folks have real short memories. And since the Speaker of the House got us started, the Vice President of this country, Vice President Harris, went all over this country. And you're right, Speaker, she tried to warn us, y'all. She said the president was going to undermine the rule of law. She said that he would cause a constitutional crisis. She said that his tariffs would drive up the cost of living for working families. And she said that he would deploy the military in American cities. Well, listen, because she's such a classy woman and incredibly humble, and probably too good to actually say it herself, that she told us, let me just tell you, she tried to tell us. And that was not easy. It's difficult to have to lift up the consciousness of this country that is weighted down by fear and hatred and racism. Now, let me just close on this point about our vice president. Whatever she decides to do, whatever she says, in the words of a great organizer, you better listen. Where you at, Gator? You better listen. But we thank her. We thank you, Madam Vice President, for everything that you have done to protect our democracy and to protect the American people. When I think about the legacy of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I think about the theme of this year's breakfast, protecting our democracy. I always go back to King's final book before his assassination. The final contribution. Where do we go from here? Chaos, community. That rings true today, 60 years later. Chaos or community. This is the choice that is in front of all of us today. This is the contrast that we see every night on the news. It's the contrast that we are experiencing. Chaos, apartment buildings raided in the middle of the night in South Shore. Doors blown off their hinges. Black Hawk helicopters circling overhead. Children screaming and elders terrified. Families being ripped apart. In the South Shore neighborhood, they put immigrants in one van and Black Chicagoans in another. That's what we saw in Chicago. That's what we've experienced just a few months ago. We saw tear gas deployed at an elementary school. We saw ICE agents cause a car accident in West Garfield Park and then proceeded to put the driver in a chokehold. We saw a rapid responder, Miramar Martinez, shot 5 times. Only but by the grace of God, she survived. And tragically, we saw a father, Mr. Villegas Gonzalez, killed right outside of Chicago just after dropping his children off at school. This is chaos, you all. A young woman was shot in cold blood in broad daylight in Minneapolis. Protesters are being shot with pepper balls and tear gas. And at the same time, We've had to use every legal means at our disposal, going all the way to the Supreme Court to stop the occupation of Chicago by the Texas National Guard troops. Let me make something absolutely clear. As long as I am in this seat, we will not accept the occupation of our city by any military, and we will use any means necessary to defend the rights of the people of this great city. We're seeing all over the city and all over the country as lines are getting longer outside of food pantries. Parents are leaving work after a full shift to get in line for food banks because food assistance has been cut. Child care programs have been frozen based on this conspiracy of being pushed by the far-right influencers. This is chaos for the working families of Chicago and across this country. And then we saw the administration cut $2 billion in mental health funding, only to reverse themselves the next day in indiscriminate bombings on the continent of Africa and in the Middle East. The leader of a foreign country kidnapped in the middle of the night to enrich oil executives with no legal basis and no plan to prevent widespread instability in South America. All of these actions spew chaos and sow division in our communities. They want us to abandon our humanity and turn against one another as Americans. They want to divide us. They want to continue to expand their power. As Dr. King warned us, power without love is reckless and abusive. And love without power is sentimental and anemic. Aren't you glad, though, you all, that we are living the truth of our humanity, where power and love and of a sound mind is a God-given gift, and that's why we will never be terrified. We don't live with a spirit of fear. And so we need to hone that power to protect our city. But we need that power to be guided by love. Love for our neighbor, love for the poor, love for those in need, love for those who are returning from incarceration, love for those who are hungry, love for those who are sick. That is the community approach. And what I see when I visit our 77 neighborhoods, I see us coming together, whether it's protecting our neighbors from ICE or feeding families in need. That's love in action. That is the community we must fight to maintain right now. And that's who we are as a people. See, community has always been a part of us. You know, our former state's attorney, Kim Fox, is here. And Kim, I remember a time, because community is how we survive, where you could go to your neighbor's house and borrow a cup of sugar. Well, see, there's a few folks that act like they don't remember where they came from. Let me just talk to Cabrini Green for a second. The west side, where we would go to our neighbor's house for a loaf of bread. Sometimes we had to borrow electricity from our neighbors. Somebody know what I'm talking about. That's what that long orange extension cord was for. That's community. That's the community that raised me. And if we really liked you, we sometimes would borrow each other's cable. Oh, is Comcast a supporter of this breakfast? I'm so sorry, Comcast. We don't do that anymore. We don't. Excuse me. So, that was way back in the day. But it is the community approach, partnering with neighborhood organizations, partnering with youth organizations, partnering with the community violence intervention groups and community leaders that made 2025 the safest year in the city of Chicago in 60 years. See, it is community investment and community development that are fundamentally transforming neighborhoods that have suffered from chronic disinvestment and poverty. It was the faith community that stepped up when SNAP was cut off, partnering with food pantries to make sure that our people didn't go hungry even in the most trying times. Thank you, Bishop Gunn. Thank you, Bishop Gunn, for your work. Thank you, Charlie Dates. Thank you, Chris Harris. Thank you, Reverend Turner. Thank you, Michael Eady. Did I get all the denominations? Thank you, Bishop Horace Smith. It was many of the faith leaders here today who were part of the work, and it was the work because we know that faith without work is dead. And aren't you glad that the spirit of Chicago is well alive? But it was also the labor partners across the city. It was regular working class Chicagoans who organized town halls and trainings and marches to send a message to the White House that Chicago will not be occupied and Chicago will never be for sale. But here's the thing, sisters and brothers, we do not have time to wait. We cannot wait until the next election. Our communities have already waited for far too long. Tomorrow has finally arrived. It is today. We are living in the fierce urgency of now. It is going to take all of us, every single one of us in this room, and all of those who know in their hearts that the course we are on is not right and it must change, and we have to change it. It will take all of us to come together. That's the faith community, the civic leaders, the social movements, and the labor movement coming together around a progressive agenda. Transformation, where we are today, the city of Chicago is fighting for a future that works for all of us. And this is what we must fight for across the country, because we know that the true solution to the problems of poverty and disinvestment can only be achieved through unprecedented federal government investment. We just saw the President of the United States of America shift the largest upward transfer of wealth into the hands of the few that we have ever seen in the history of this country. It was Justice Brandeis that said that you can either have a democracy or you can have extreme wealth concentrated in the hands of the few, but you cannot have both. And if we're going to save this democracy and if we're going to protect our humanity, we must tax the rich and ensure that progressive revenue becomes the rule of the day. And we must do it in Chicago, Cook County, the state of Illinois. These big corporations have to finally pay their fair share. You know, thank you, Mayor Karen Freeman Wilson is here. There's a report out. The median network of a black family in Chicago, the median income is $0. Black unemployment has significantly increased under this president to levels not seen in more than a decade. Hundreds of thousands of black women bore the brunt of Trump's gutting of the federal government and assault on public accommodations. The far right practices a politics of cruelty. And like our Vice President Harris said, we know in Chicago that there's a better way. The forces of hate and division cannot solve the problems we face today. They cannot solve the issue of poverty or hunger in Chicago any more than they can solve them in Appalachia. As King put it quite clearly, white supremacy can feed their egos, but not their stomachs. We need to continue the hard work of building a multicultural, intergenerational movement across this country to fight back against the three evils of poverty, militarism, and racism. It's not easy during times like this, but as the great American actor Denzel Washington said, ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. See, we're built for this moment, you all. Everyone in this room, we are called for such a time as this. In Chicago, you all, we don't back down. We don't flinch. We don't bend. We don't break. What starts as a spark of the city of Broad Shoulders can spread across this country like a wildfire, bringing in new politics rooted in community and in our responsibility one to another. We know our assignment. Our collective work starts today. So I thank you all for coming out today. Thank you for celebrating the incredible leader of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I thank the Vice President for showing up, showing out, and showing us the way. And I want to thank every single Chicagoan for being here today. You all, we are building a new formation that will outlive us today. We can't just simply rely upon the words of Dr. King. What are our words and actions for this time? Will we remain firm in our values and our conviction, or will we continue to play politics to divide us? While some people in this city are looking at an election in 2027, I'm looking today to make sure that people can put food on their table, that children can go to well-funded schools, that healthcare workers can get a decent wage, that we can build affordable housing, that young people can see their future, that women can be seen and valued, that we can return ourselves to a place that only our ancestors can dream of, where black, brown, white, Asian, young, old can all come together to live out the hopes and dreams and the aspirations of our people. Let's stand firm. Let's stand tall. Let's do it in the greatest freaking city of all, the city of Chicago. God bless you all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you to the person that sent that to me. My issue, so Kamala said that she will more than likely be president someday, and that there's a strong possibility she's going for the 2028 election. But even though she's, according to the polls, okay, she told this to BBC, that, I mean, according to the polls, she's the least president. They didn't want her. Okay, her polls, she was the least favorite in the polls. My problem is the demonizing the Republican Party, and her whole campaign was her criticism against Donald Trump. Now, when it comes to the deportation issue, I have issues because people forget that how many illegal immigrants Obama deported. Let me play something for you. Let me try to find it. If I can find it, let me just talk about this before I read your comments. Everything I share is for educational purposes. Let me get into it. Oh, hold on. Oh, shoot, my dog. Hang on, you guys. Let me try to find it for you. What am I doing? Don't be a gullible fool. Who are you talking to? Let me get out my chat. See, I don't want to curse y'all out.
How does Trump compare to President Obama on the issue of immigration reform? You might be surprised. Tonight, correspondent Kevin Cork takes a look from the White House.
On day one, I'm going to begin swiftly removing criminal, illegal immigrants from this country.
If his previous statements are a guide at all, Donald Trump.
I'm so sorry. I want you guys to see it. So let me bring y'all in. Hold on. You look pretty today. Don't curse me out. Christy, I'm not going to curse you out. I want you guys to look at this. And we'll talk about this after, okay? Let me play it again.
Compared to President Obama on the issue of immigration reform. You might be surprised. Tonight, correspondent Kevin Cork takes a look from the White House.
On day one, I'm going to begin swiftly removing criminal illegal immigrants from this country.
If his previous statements are a guide at all, Donald Trump's major speech on immigration Wednesday could turn out to be surprisingly similar to President Obama's position on the topic.
We have a lot of bad people that have to get out of this country. We're going to get them out.
That was Trump last week. This was the president in 2014.
And that's why we're going to keep focusing enforcement resources on actual threats to our security. Felons, not families.
Both men say ridding the country of criminal illegal immigrants is a top priority, and both propose spending more on border security. And though Trump's constant call for a massive wall along the U.S.-Mexico border is not supported by the president, both men have been proponents of adding so-called virtual border security. White House officials today brushed back the notion that their approaches have much in common.
Is that really far afield from what Donald Trump is basically saying? If they're a criminal, they're going to be out of here?
I guess it depends on the day you ask.
Indeed, Trump's statements on illegal immigration have run the gamut. He once supported deportation forces, but has since softened his tone, favoring a more nuanced handling of those here illegally. Even the president's had a tough time finding his footing on the issue, assailed by some advocacy groups for being the deporter-in-chief. The Obama administration has deported more than the sum of all the U.S. presidents of the 20th century, 2.5 million and counting, including last year when 91% were said to have had criminal records. Conservatives have long accused the administration of cooking the books, inflating the number of deportees, and analysts say there's a good reason for that.
Nobody believes that the political class, from the president on down, will actually enforce the immigration laws in the future any better than they've been enforced in the past.
And that really is the rub in this issue. Now, Brett, you may be interested. What's Hillary Clinton's policy on fighting illegal immigration? Well, her policy essentially mirrors that of the president, which is to say she'd like to keep the focus on deporting dangerous criminals and terrorists. Brett?
Although May issue more executive orders.
That's right.
To keep others here. Kevin, late this afternoon, the president continued to offer prison commutations to scores of convicted felons. What can you tell us about that?
Boy, big numbers too, my friend. 111 commutations by the president. That's on top of the 214 he granted earlier this month. And all told, Brett, that's 673 commutations. That's more than the 10 previous U.S. presidents combined. Brett?
Kevin Cork, live on the North Lawn. Kevin, thank you.
Okay, what do you guys think about that? That was Obama deported more. Do I need to show y'all some more? Because why was it a problem? Why wasn't it a problem when Obama was in office and now Donald Trump is in office and he's racist? No one talked about Obama being racist with deporting illegal immigrants. So I have a lot of issues. I'm worried about the 2028 campaign because we know the problems with Harris, and if she runs, I don't think this country is ready for a liberal. I know that she's going for the Democratic Party, but she has some very liberal views. I'm worried about it. I'm worried about midterm elections. Republicans have got to win this election, and I'm not trying to tell you guys to be Republican or Democrat, but what I'm saying is her whole campaign has always been criticizing Donald Trump, criticizing his practices. And the only reason she's doing that is because she's using people's fear and trying to stir things up as if Donald Trump is the bad guy and she's going to come in. She doesn't explain policies. She doesn't explain how she's going to do anything. All she talks about is Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. That's why she lost the first time. So if she wants to lose again to J.D. Vance, I guess, but that's where it is. The big, beautiful wall is keeping a lot of illegals out. Are you on something? Am I on something? Thanks, Trump, for helping countries. But you guys, when I'm playing, these videos, I just ask that you be respectful. When I'm playing clips from Donald Trump, there's a lot of people from the left that says things that's problematic. So I don't want to do the same thing when I'm when I'm playing something from the left, because I'm going to report on the news regardless if it's Republican or Democrat. Kamala had no policies. She had no policies. She had no policies. JD is going to take the reins. Kamala will get swept again. I believe she's going to run. If you listen to that interview, I thought she said more, but I can't find a clip of her hour-long interview. I don't know where it is. I don't know. Keeping drugs out of the country and saving lives. Trump is the bad guy. The world. Oh, wow. Fair-minded word these days. Yeah, Christy. I'm fair-minded. I'm going to watch and judge like everybody else. The Democratic Party has failed miserably and will be crushed in mid-2026. Now, I just hope that people vote based off of policies and not race. Okay? I don't believe Harris has to do a lot to gain the black vote, which is problematic because the Democratic Party, I'm not going to demonize the Democratic Party. It's problematic. We really have to look at the policies and what's best for American people. We're all American people, and the Democratic Party should not win the black vote just because they're Democrats. There was a time when blacks were Republican. Republicans have fought for civil war. They fought for our rights. And all I'm saying is vote for the best person for the country. Okay? Democratic Party will get crushed in the policy and get crushed on policy. America first policy always. I agree with that. Obama gonna sneak in the White House third term. I don't think that's gonna happen. Liberals are destroying the country. Stop! Oh, my puppy's getting on my nerves. The biggest Republican we have here is Kevin Kiley. Democrats are emotions. I'm not about to demonize the Democratic Party because you guys don't see my comment section. They get very mad. You think what's going on now is helping the country? Yes, I do think what's going on now is helping the country. I showed that clip because Obama's term, Obama has always been about deporting illegal immigrants. And he did a lot of deportations. And the way that the conditions they were kept in before going back into their countries, at least Donald Trump's still going back right away, was criticized, but it didn't get a lot of publicity. They were kept in. I can show you. I don't like to really try to persuade you guys. I can pull up clips on how on Obama and the immigration policies that he had, and how he kept the illegal immigrants before going back, and he was strong about it. Elect the clown, expect the circus. Hi, Catwalk. How are you? Kamala didn't have policies. She would be another Biden term. Chrissy, I watched that speech with the rest of you, and I'm like waiting for her to say something. And what did she do? She used what people are already saying about Donald Trump, people that don't really understand his policies, no matter how many times you try to explain it to them. No, they just are stubborn and dead set on seeing things their way. Her whole election, when you think about it, up until she did that 60-minute interview, we didn't really get anything from her. But what we did get, and it was an amazing interview, she wanted gender reassignment surgery for prisoners at taxpayer dollars. She felt the American people had to pay for it. Why? Open borders. Why? No country has open borders. It doesn't work. It's not safe. There's no national security. Why? I can tell you why. Which way will they most likely vote? So when you talk about a fair election, and you have to wonder, why would anybody want you to vote without IDs? Why would anybody want you to just mail in your vote? There's a lot of things. And we all know that illegal immigration is a problem. And why would we pay for gender reassignment surgery when there's people here that can't eat, they're homeless, we got all kinds of problems, and that's not one of our problems. And why can't we say there's only two genders? I showed you guys that clip of the doctor who wouldn't, I told you guys this, my last stream, who couldn't even say that a man can't have babies. I listened to a podcaster that said that men can have periods and all kinds of nonsense. And other countries are seeing this, and they're not laughing with us, they're laughing at us, because you cannot go over there speaking that way. And I found it very problematic. If Harris comes with that same campaign, I feel that she will lose, because the country is not ready for a liberal president. You got me. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. So, but I would like to know, she's an empty suit, more of what you guys thought about it. I try to play the clip so you guys can hear it yourself. Now, that one was sent to me, so I had to watch it with you. I try to not look for what the reporters are saying, but you can hear from the person's mouth, and you can judge for yourself. I let you hear some of Obama's policies when it came to deportation, and everybody was for it. There was no criticism, no pushback. But for some reason, when a Republican does it, Donald Trump, and he was voted for this very reason, it's a problem. He's racist. He's orange. He's all, whether he's orange or not is debatable, but he's all of these things. And I just like to have a conversation about it. What's happening in Minnesota is really bad. The fact that an ICE agent can't go there and do their job, and they have people putting their hands on them, spitting on them, and doing all kinds of things. And then once the ICE agents respond, they're the problems, they're demonic, they're whatever they're calling them. That's a problem. They're there to enforce the law. I'm sorry for the lady that lost her life. I am. Regardless of, I will never agree with somebody losing their life. Life is precious. I'm going to leave that alone so I don't offend anybody. Law enforcement is there to do a job. When do we run in the way? We got to get out of the way and let them do their job. Okay? Minnesota, Gonzalez, but Obama did deport more people than Trump. He absolutely did. Claude, he did. For ICE, read SS or Gestapo. She chose her activism. What's wrong with me? Her activism over her children. Hey, Damage. We're not ready, or is it we're not stupid voting for a liberal president? Both. Damage. I appreciate that. Lives in chat. How is a 3-year-old trans? Thank you, George Zimmerman, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Right. And the whole, you don't have to tell your parents. You guys, I don't think you knew, well, some of you, how serious the agenda was that they were trying to pass. You could change your birth certificate, so that way you can change your sex on a birth certificate. They were trying to make that pass, which is problematic. I want to know who is a man and who is a woman. I have kids, and I do not want some man saying, or some woman, whatever, some man claiming to be a woman, and they are a biological male. Okay? You can't change your sex organs. You can change, you get surgery, you can do all that stuff, but you can't change those organs. Those chromosomes are what they are. And you shouldn't be canceled for saying that. People are afraid to say that. And I get tired of trying to learn the they and the them. I'm too old to figure out if you're plural or not. So I just wanted America to have common sense again. Okay. And I know I'm not the only one. Thank you for the super sticker. Trump is the GOAT. Trump is doing a great job. Orange man. Bad, so old. Christy Craigman. Outspoken. How you doing, friend? Are we still friends? I played. Thank you, Jody. I played what was happening with Harris. So now I'm gonna have to follow Ms. Harris, because if she's going for the presidential campaign 2028, I will try to go to the DNC, which I would have been there last year. And I'll try to, I don't know where it would be, or the RNC. I mean, I'll try to go to both this next time. I'll follow both sides. So we got to watch what's happening. And, some of it was hard for me to sit through. I'm not going to hold you. Some of it was hard for me. But I sat through it because I want to be informed. Now we know I'm not going to vote for a Democratic president, right? I'd rather not vote at all for either candidate. But I'm still holding out for J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance did awesome at the vice presidential debate. Donald Trump is doing a lot. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with Greenland. Greenland would be great for our national security, but that's another subject for another day. Right now, I'm focusing on what's happening right now. And with Harris, I was pretty disappointed with that speech and the mayor, because what they spoke about was Donald Trump this, oh, this and that. And I felt like they were already adding to the tension that's surrounding the nation right now. And a lot of it is just fake news. There's paid agitators, there's people protesting, but they're getting paid to protest. They don't even know what the hell they're protesting. They don't. And what you see in Minnesota is an outrage. It does not look American. Let me tell you something. You can't go to those countries and do that. You can't go to those countries and start a riot because you don't like the fact that they're going to kick you out because you don't have papers to be there. You can't do it. You wouldn't even think to do it because the laws are so strict and they're not kind towards Americans when you go to these other countries. You go to China and cut up. I dare you. You go to Mexico and put your hands on one of those, I almost said it in Spanish, one of those police officers out there and see where you end up. I'll tell you what, nobody's going to cry if they harm you. Nobody's going to cry. They'll probably ask for money for you to be released. And I'm not being racist. I love all people. I don't care what your nationality is. I don't care. I don't care. But what I'm saying is you can't go to these other countries. I'm a disappointment. Real talk. Can you say how I'm a disappointment? Please don't spam my chat. I saw it the first time. How am I a disappointment? Trump solves problems. Where's the proof that they're getting paid? There was a list that came out of what agencies were paying them. They don't know politics. You can't. I'm stupid. How am I stupid? Y'all being mean. You guys are being mean. I'm not stupid. You can disagree with me. You can disagree. You can't go to Florida and cut up. They admit they're getting paid on camera. They have. Now, I'm very careful when it comes to race. But some of you are really trying my patience. Where are you streaming from? Palm Springs. It's Palm Springs, you guys. Instead of calling me stupid and dumb, tell me, use your words, and tell me what you disagree with. The immigration policy, I can show you how many illegal immigrants have harmed an American citizen just because, how many gang members crossed, how many people are unaccounted for, how many children have been trafficked. You want to talk about that? Because the ones that wanted to be here came here the right way. They're documented. They have papers. And stop comparing papers to what happened way back in the day. It has nothing to do with slavery or anything else. It has to do with being accounted here. Children coming here under the guise of being with their parents are trafficked. That's been proven. That's nothing there's nothing to discuss there. That's happened. And it takes a toll on the economy. It takes a toll on healthcare. I'm not trying to preach to you guys, but Donald Trump was voted into office because Americans did not want open borders. We did not want an open border policy. That is the only reason why a Republican won the popular vote when they have not won the popular vote in 20 years. Donald Trump won all swing states. I live in California. How did he win California? All right. He won California because even liberal Californians were tired of what the Biden and Harris, they didn't want what Harris was offering, not even in California. So when I say all that stuff that you guys see on the news about how unpopular Donald Trump is, no, it's just the news. Donald Trump is loved by a lot of people. A lot of people are standing with the commander-in-chief. A lot of people do not like what's happening in Minnesota. And you know what? Washington, D.C. is better. A lot of other cities and states are better because Donald Trump decided to tackle the crime there. And we don't talk about when Donald Trump talks about the Trump accounts of putting $1,000 into children's accounts that's under the age, what was the age again? 10, I believe. Was it 10? And the parents have to make less than $150,000 a year. Why? Because he wants to give these children a chance at generational wealth, right? He wants to give them a chance. But that was criticized and is not talked about. But we talk about the children and poverty, but all they say is Donald Trump wants to take from the poor and give to the rich, and that is not the case. That has not been proven. That's quite the opposite, okay? So those are the things that I like to talk about. This fear-mongering when it comes to President Trump and, oh, he's going to cut Medicaid and all those things. No, no. Yes, nice. Putting money on children. Exactly, Catwalk. Exactly. And the idea is so the money will grow in interest. All the parents have to do is sign up for it. That's it. The money has already been donated. I spoke in length about that. That's happening this year. And that really is a big deal, but you don't really hear people talking about stuff like that. Explain why he withheld SNAP. Are you talking about when did he withhold SNAP? You're talking about when the government shut down because Donald Trump refused to give $1 trillion to undocumented immigrants. I'm disgusting us. That's okay. That's okay. No tax on tips is a good one. No tax on tips is another thing. K-Swap, I don't understand why you would watch somebody that's disgusting. So, Medicaid cut by $1 trillion. Show me. The Democrats stopped SNAP. Not only did the Democrats refuse to when Donald Trump only needed 5 Democrats to vote it to open up Congress, right? We didn't have to have the shutdown. I mean Congress, the government. I'm sorry. We didn't have to have the shutdown, but to say that we needed to provide illegal immigrants already get health services. They can go to any public hospital and they won't get turned down for their status. They won't. But that takes a toll on our health care. All right. That is not what the emergency room was intended for. They're going for colds and all those kind of things, and they don't have to pay for this. So why should we foot the bill for that? I'm not understanding. So no, the Democrats didn't want to budge and Republicans held out, and that's what happened. So you can't blame the Republican Party for that. That was a Democratic shutdown. Project. You need to look things up. What do I need to look up, Tammy? Tell me what I need to look up. Or anybody can hit the link and talk to me. Because I'm not sure I need to look anything up. What I spoke was facts. I didn't interpret anything. Let me go on mute for a second. There's a ton of fraud in SNAP and Medicaid. Chicago needs Trump. Right, Greg? Right. Okay, I need to hear something real quick. Democrats and Republicans are two wings of the same bird. I can see how. Hit the elite swap because you're done down here. Okay, my mod spoke. I blame the public school system for me. You don't gotta blame the public school system for me. Democrats stay scamming our tax dollars. So Trump didn't win California. Tammy, maybe you need to Google. Sounds like you have done your homework. White Horse Original. You see, I don't even really entertain things like what Tammy is saying about Trump not winning California. Did I not just say he won all swing states and Donald Trump won the popular vote? Listen, I don't give a damn if Donald Trump won California or not. Listen, let me tell you something. He won. He's president. And I'm not about to argue these little facts. I don't care. Donald Trump is in office now. And you could cry about it, but he's still in office. So you'll be crying for 3 years. That's a long time to cry. Have you been to jail lately? Why would I go to jail? That's a long time to cry, you guys. We honestly need more brave individuals to step up and weed out. I didn't say that Donald Trump won every state in the United States, right? I didn't say that. You guys, Donald Trump won by a lot. And unfortunately for you guys that don't like him, you're just going to make yourself miserable for the next 3 years. We didn't want what the other side was offering, and thank God we don't have it. Republicans are in office. I don't know how long it's going to last because of midterms, but right now we have it. We have it. And I think it sends a strong message. And it's time that we put America first. And it's time that we stop all the bickering and fighting and, oh, okay, we want this, we want that. No, if you don't make it in the United States, you don't make it because you don't want to, because anybody can make it here. All right. But you've got to work. Donald Trump did so much already. All right. Put a limit on how long you can be on food stamps, and you have to work to receive certain benefits. Everybody has to work. You look like you like to argue. How can I look like that if I'm talking? Wait, you aren't on the team. Well, with the name like that, or what team are you on? You're slow. Is he gonna apologize to the woman he called pig? What did she call him? Sadly, he's done nothing but America first. Biggest problem on top of Israel. We have a strong, he's building our relationship with Israel. Trump is the GOAT. I'd eat it. I don't know what you're talking about. Donald Trump has done so much already. I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know what y'all talking about, but I don't know what y'all talking about. So I'll follow that, guys. I'll follow that for you guys. Earlier, I talked about Tyler Robinson and gave his trial update. Still don't know what he's going to plead, but, you know, it's not looking that great for Tyler Robinson. Maduro, I'm following that trial as well. We all know Donald Trump went over there and grabbed the president. Very bold move. Some people don't like the fact that he did it without Congress approval, but let me tell you something. Congress is slow to approve anything that has to do with Americans maybe going to war. Donald Trump got tired of the crimes that was being committed against the United States. So that president will now be held accountable. His wife will be held accountable, and they have a warrant out for the son. I don't think they captured the son yet. Do you guys know anything about that? I'm not sure. I didn't see it. But there's a lot that's going on. You still have Luigi Mangione, who people are calling a hero. They're not heroes, okay? They're thugs. And hopefully justice will be served for the CEO that lost his life. Trump is an internet. Oh, mercy. Two wings of the same bird. Okay. Two wings of the same bird is a moronic take. Oh, George Zimmerman, right. Democrats are miserable. Donald Trump took free money. I don't know what you're talking about there. He called a reporter an Air Force One piggy. She was just asking a question, which is her job. I would have to see the clip to really be able to speak on that, because some of these reporters ask questions trying to bait him. And Donald Trump knows. So there's news stations like CNN and other ones that pay him in a bad light, and they try to put a spin on it. And I showed you guys that when I played the unaliving of the lady in Minnesota, when they showed one angle. But when you look at the full angle, the ICE agent was nipped by the door and he used force. And unfortunately, she lost her life. So a lot of times these reporters are talking to Donald Trump, and he already knows that whatever he says is going to be taken the wrong way. It's going to be biased. It's going to be edited and clipped. So that's a lot of times. I'm not trying to make excuses for Donald Trump. He's a grown man. I don't know him personally, but I know what I see. And so sometimes when these reporters are talking to him, he knows that they're being sarcastic and they're trying to rage bait him. Thank you so much for your super sticker, Little Miss. And thank you guys for your cash apps. I see you guys. Big hugs. I appreciate you guys for supporting non-biased commentary. I report on the truth. And I'm a Black woman. So you can't say that Republicans are all racist. All right. I appreciate you. Little Miss says, I want to thank you for your honest answers. More need to actually see how the communists and Marxists are misdirecting people. I agree with you 100%, Little Miss. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Trump wants to cancel the midterms. Are you oblivious? Maybe because he knows that some elections can be rigged, Hector. Okay. Now, he can't cancel the midterms. I'm not oblivious, but I do understand the problems. And we've seen that when he lost the election. We've seen the problems there. Okay. Thank you, Christy. I'm well informed. The problem is I'm not saying what most people want to hear. Do you guys know? Okay, let me share something with you. I work in healthcare, and there's so many people that come up to me apologizing for the country. So many white women, nothing against you white women, that come up to me saying that it's not their fault. They voted blue. And I'm like, I voted red. You know what I mean? But I can't say anything because I'll lose my job. Like, I have to pretend to be a Democrat. Nothing wrong with Democrats, but why can't I be who I am? And I was a Republican before Donald Trump. I don't just make commentary because Donald Trump is in the news. I've been a Republican. I don't need to talk about myself. It's not about me. But it's just interesting how many people are coming up to me saying that the Democratic Party has not done anything for Black people. But it's not about Black or white to me. I joined the military. I wanted to serve my country. And I also believe in traditional values. And that's why I vote for the Republican Party. We could do a stream about that another day. So, but I also research things for myself, and I've noticed a pattern that the Democratic Party promises things again and again and gets it. They don't have to work hard for the Black vote, and I don't agree with that. I think if you're a president, you need to be transparent and you need to spell out your policies. And when you say things like you have to vote for me because you're Black, or you're Black so you should vote for Harris, I find that problematic because that's telling me that you don't really have to say anything and you don't have to stand for anything. You just have to be Black. So I can't go along with that agenda. Now, Harris and this the men in women sports, things like that is scary to me. Why would a man want to play against a woman and not against a man? So yes, Harris ran a bad campaign. But the crazy thing is, when you ask her a question, and I'm going to say this, if she runs, if you ask her a question, she would just laugh. She would just laugh for a long time. And I'm waiting for the answer. If she didn't laugh, then she would point to Donald Trump or talk about Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump, I don't really like the presidential campaign. Let me say something. I really enjoyed the vice presidential campaign. I got a lot out of that. Enough of that. Thank you so much, Little Miss, again. Trump was where? Oh, I lost your comments. Sorry. I'm so behind. Hey, Neptune's fan. Hi. Oh, Lord. No pun intended. Why would you call me that? Nobody cares in politics, both sides. Kenny Lattimore, I vote for who's the best in the country. There's problems on both sides, but I'm going to go for whose intentions are the best for the country. And what Donald Trump was saying is about protecting the borders, strengthening our economy. Tariffs have put money into the economy, help Americans to buy American first. And if you buy foreign or if somebody wants to sell products here, then it will be it will be taxed. Okay, there'll be tariffs put on it, and that's okay. All right. There was a time when this country was ran on tariffs and there was no taxes, no federal taxes. Some people don't care about federal taxes because they only get a tax return and they don't pay taxes anyway. And they think that because they purchase something, those are the taxes that we're talking about, and it's not. So tariffs has its place. I just feel a lot of people don't understand the idea of a tariff tax. Okay. Love from Hawaii. Hey, Lily, I appreciate you. Trump is destroying the democracy. Wake up. Hector, how is Donald Trump destroying the democracy? Can you say how? Kamala has been scandalous all her life. Can you say how she's been scandalous? All I know is she ran a bad campaign, and by the time Biden pulled out, am I upset about it? No, because Donald Trump ran already. We know what Donald Trump is about. And people say publicly that they don't like Donald Trump. Privately, they voted for him. Japan loves Trump. You're dumb? Oh, Tammy, I think it's more dumb to not be able to use your words and express what you disagree with. But I've been respectful towards all of you. Tariffs are taxes on the American people. Well, the problem with, okay, so let's talk about that. So if a country gets if you put tariffs on a product, obviously that country is going to raise the price of their product. What can you do about that? Buy American. Buy American. So yes, it's not necessarily taxing the people. It's just that, let's say a company is selling a car, let's just say a car, for $10,000 and you put a tariff tax on it for whatever, that car, instead of being $10,000, would be $20,000. So what happens to the American product? Well, they'll more than likely raise their prices as well, since the other product is raised, but make it lower than the foreign car, and we still buy American, give and take. But it puts more money into our benefits here. It brings more money into our country, and tariffs is not a bad thing. God bless you in the way you tell it like it is, not to mention never take offense to someone else's ignorance. No, Bob, I don't even, my mods, usually I can't see from StreamYard if my mods are removing those comments, unless they're outrageous. I even let the comments slide. I don't take it offense. Some people just don't know. They believe the news. They believe what people are saying. And instead of looking for what the person is saying himself without like a news reporter interpreting it, I don't take offense. And I also let a lot of the insults stay because I like to see which side does it. And I feel that when people are insulting you, it's because they don't have a reason why. So they'll call you dumb. They'll say you're stupid. They'll appeal to the masses because you have to think like this to be accepted. And if you think like this, then somehow you're bad and evil and a devil worshiper. And a lot of times the political right are called these things, especially racist. I keep hearing, oh, you're racist, you're racist. And that's just to dehumanize that person. And the problem with dehumanizing the person is when oh, my dog is getting on my, sorry, my dog is chewing on my, I love my puppy, but I want to get my point out. When you dehumanize the political right, it's dangerous. You're saying that it's okay to attack them. We see this, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's what happened with Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was a political activist who spoke, obviously, conservative values. And when his life was taken, people celebrated. They said he deserved it. And he said things that didn't make you feel good. What did he say? Men are men and women are women. He talked about pro-life. He talked about things that he believed in. And people felt like he was evil and his life should have been taken, and they celebrated, and his wife had to watch that. Look at what happened with Luigi Mangione. People are celebrating him. So people feel that if you're a Republican, you deserve to die. And if you are a Democrat, then you're saying everything right and you deserve to live. And somehow you're so much better. So there's a problem. There's a lot of power with words. And before you can harm someone and people will celebrate them, you dehumanize them. You make it seem as if they're less than human and they deserve it. And I have a huge problem with that. If you have the right to free speech, then so do we. And we all should be able to speak. But for some reason, when a Republican speaks about something, we're racist, we're dumb, we're stupid. And even if it's something, I showed you guys a clip from Obama talking about deportation and Trump talking about it. How come only Donald Trump was criticized and Obama was praised when it was the same thing? Actually, Obama has deported more illegal immigrants. Okay, so I do have a problem with it. I have a problem with the biases. I have a problem with the selective outrage. I'm a woman. Oh, shoot. Conservative values are literally a meme at this point. It's a lot that's going on. There's a lot that's going on. You got a good heart in you. You care. Kenny, I do care. Thank you. I do. That's why I take the time to do these streams. These streams are extremely hard. If you guys could see my emails and my comment sections, the criticism I get, the hate that I get, it's really hard. It's heavy. But I prefer to just keep talking about what's happening in the world. I didn't know about Obama. As a Black man, I am Charlie Kirk. Justice James, don't you have an ICE agent to rise or something? Oh, Chrissy's banging in the chat. Misunderstood, you're correct. Hey, Sean. And I try, let me tell you guys this. It's also hard. I sit here and I express myself very openly. You guys know that I could lose my job for my views. I can't say my political party. I told you guys that. And I still come out here and I speak. And I don't know if that's even a smart thing to do, but it's what I chose to do because the lies that was being told about the Republican Party and the political right, I just got tired of hearing it. And I would go to other places and speak on their platforms. And I kid you not, before I could even open up my mouth, they asked me what side was I on. And I was like, wow, that's the first thing they asked me. So I said Republican. I got kicked off so fast from these places. And there are channels that were a lot smaller than mine. I just went over there to speak. And I was like, wow, you only got like 3,000 followers. And I'm trying to speak about my views. So I said, you know what? Instead of my original commentary, I switched and started talking about politics, and I've been doing it ever since because I got tired of it. Republicans aren't going to be censored over here. Okay, I'm not MAGA, but if you're MAGA, you're not going to be censored over here as long as it's not racist. Okay, I can't have that from either side. Then my mods will block you. But other than that, no, I let both sides speak. I'm not going to silence you, throw you off a panel, and treat you the way that I was treated. And that's just how it is. You're threatening me? Crying victim? Who's crying victim? How did I cry victim? They laughed at Charlie. When did I cry victim? Are you okay? I'm just speaking about what happened to me. You have two really big conservative values that I see. Which one's that, Kev Dog? They laughed at Charlie because he told those nutty libs what a biological teacher would. Then they made Renee a hero because she was anti-American. I don't understand how they're making Renee a hero. I'm waiting for... I will report more on that because I was going to play some of her background, but then somebody told me that's insensitive. MU. So I didn't. I don't think I have any mods because y'all killing me with these comments, but it's okay because I streamed for over an hour. If you think your feelings outweigh psychiatry, you are less than me. You aim low and cry about society not rewarding you for being a sponge. I'm better than you. Oh, okay. Y'all are banging on the chat. She doesn't have custody of her kids. Is that why she wasn't home with them and she was out following the ICE agents? Why park your car in the middle? May she rest in peace. Christy. Jasmine Crockett. So Jasmine Crockett running for trying to be a senator. I could show more of that. She lost her kid. Wow, Nicole. So you guys are looking it up. How is Renee not a hero for trying to oppose Gestapo like terror? She's not a hero. And Andrew, you're going far. She's not a hero. ICE agents are there to deport illegal immigrants. So you standing in the way of that, stopping an investigation, does not make you a hero. I'm sorry she lost her life, though. I don't want to sound insensitive. Do I know how ridiculous I sound pretending to be a maggot? Well, Hector, I don't want to insult you, but I'm not pretending to be anything. And when have I ever identified as MAGA? Have you ever tried TikTok dance challenges, Kev Dog? You want to see me do hip hop? I don't know. I don't know if you want to see that. think she was talking about Erica. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry. My apologies. I don't know. The comments go fast and I missed a lot. You are a tool. Okay, it's fine. How can you vote for someone who got rid of 30,000 jobs? Which 30,000 jobs did he get rid of? Donald Trump is encouraging people to work. Are you talking about Donald Trump? Who's bringing jobs and giving people opportunities in the United States? If people want to work, they can work. There's no excuses not to be able to work in the United States. There's so many jobs. The question is, are they jobs that people want to do based on their qualifications? Every word that comes out of your mouth is MAGA. Hector, I don't identify as MAGA, but if I sound like MAGA, it's probably because I'm a conservative. So I'm not about to argue whether I'm MAGA or not. I just feel that MAGA came with Donald Trump. I didn't become a Republican during Donald Trump's term, so I'm not about to argue that point with you. But if I sound like I'm a MAGA supporter, I've still been respectful to the political left. I've been respectful to you guys. And as Harris continues to speak, I will continue to play it. Jasmine Crockett, I don't agree with her at all. I still share her news. I make videos about Jasmine Crockett, and I hold my opinion. I don't even give commentary through the clip because I want you guys to decide for yourself. I'm not biased, but I'm not about to compromise my beliefs just to make you guys like me. No. Nobody cares to research the jobs lost under Biden and Obama. Josh, no one wants to talk about it. No one wants to talk about it. Yeah, they are jobs, but you can't live on these wages. I do believe on a livable wage. Lazy Max, I live in California. If you work at a Carl's Jr. or an In-N-Out, you make $20 or more an hour. And that's just as a cashier. So that's livable. Renee was a paid protester who left her kid at home in another state to participate in illegal activities. How can I work to be your hubby? It's funny. What makes you think I'm not married? Obama's deportation numbers. Obama's deportation numbers were higher because his administration counted border turnbacks as deportations and used a program that automatically flagged people in local jails. Okay, Kevin. The left has no honor or respect. Trump focused more on interior raids, which are more visible but produces fewer total removals. Different counting roles and enforcement priorities explain the difference. Okay. Okay. I don't have an opinion on that one. I was Democrat liberal until I grew up. Studying politics is Pandora's box. This chat is wild. Chrissy, the chat is wild. You're hating on Kamala. When did I hate on her, Hector? That's the problem I have when I'm talking to people is you draw your own conclusions. When did I hate on her? Did I not talk about what happened during the campaign? I never hated on Kamala. Did I talk about Biden as well? Hector? Hector's correct. I didn't hate on her. You may not like what I'm saying, but that's not hating on her. She sat in the car. She did not drive at him. Watch the video. I didn't say she drove at him. I believe she got scared and drove off. I don't even know if she was scared, but she drove off and he got nicked. Okay. He was trying to detain her. I don't think it was intentional, but it was icy out there. The ICE agent had a previous encounter before with a vehicle and he reacted. All right. That investigation is ongoing. I'll be watching it. Most conservatives used to be liberal. I believe I was Democrat a while ago and I switched parties. I can't remember though, so don't quote me on that one. I can't remember if I used to be Democrat. I don't remember. And that would have been like 18 before I joined the military, but I can't remember. I'm not sure. Or later. Not many conservatives will come and speak their mind freely. Takes courage. Cobra, it does take courage. I get a lot of, let's just say, hate. I don't want to play victim, but let's just say it's difficult. So many people unsubscribe, and I don't care about that. But when they start threatening my livelihood, I did talk to my boss about it, and I don't even like sharing it, but he's just like, well, yeah, if you're Republican, blah, 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 blah. It's hard to have somebody work as a Republican because people won't like, I don't know. But I can't worry about that because I'm not going to be forced to. I feel if you can come out and say you're Democrat, I can come out and say I'm Republican. What's the problem? How much is rent? I don't know. You have to ask somebody who rents. I live in California, so it's expensive to live in California, but there's places that you can live that's not. I mean, if you want to make it, you'll make it. You'll make things work. I'm not saying that times are hard. Times are hard for a lot of people, but we do live in a land of opportunity. I still believe that. I still do. Trump wanted Pence hung for not throwing an election, huh? Liberals, sure. Democrats insist you ignore reality over and over again. The Republican Party adheres to reality. That's true. We do. My problem with the Democrats ignoring reality before the Democrats get mad at me is, again, something as simple as, can a man have a baby? Everybody's afraid to say, no, a man can't have a baby. A man doesn't have those reproductive organs. I don't care what he pays for. A man is still a man. And they're afraid to say that. That's my problem. Liberals sure like trying to run people over. Renee Good, the U-Haul in LA. Oh, I forgot about that. The guy who hit 4 agents. Yeah. You got to get up to feelings. You support Trump or someone else? Don't really need to answer that one. Federal minimum wage is $7.25. Federal minimum wage in California is, oh, you're talking about, hold on. I live in California. I'm concerned about California. The federal minimum wage here is 16.9 per hour, but the average place where you can get a job, whether it's healthcare, if you're like basic level or food care, they're paying $20 an hour. I live here. Kids, I live here. I live off the government. Are you okay? Why are you in Cali when I moved to Alabama? I love California. She's uneducated, so she can't get a job. You must be from the left. And those are the things that I'm talking about. I'm uneducated how? If you want to know about me, you can ask. You shouldn't make assumptions. Government assistance, did I not just tell you that I don't believe in a person being on welfare or EBT and all those kind of things for their whole life? I don't know what you're talking about. So the only reason you're not timed out is because I don't have any mods to time you out. Doesn't matter about me. Doesn't matter about me. What only matters is what we're talking about right now. You can barely form a sentence. I can form a sentence in 3 different languages. Which one you want? Now, let me talk about this. Let's get back on track. I have some people throwing a fit in the chat. I'm not worried about it. I want to put you guys in a better mood. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it because you're a pretty tough crowd tonight. I don't think I'll be able to find it. Yeah, I can't find what I'm looking for. I wanted to show you guys something. The Clinton files. What are you guys talking about? You guys crack me up. I don't mind the liberals being mad at me because you throw a fit when you don't get your way. And then you start assuming that a person's not smart or a person didn't go to college and it's one thing after another. Like, shut up. And I hate to tell you guys to shut up, but be quiet. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You don't have to whine in the chat. You have the option to say nothing. I try to be respectful towards you, but it's kind of hard. You make it hard. You make it hard. Let me go on mute real fast. Dang. Okay, guys, let me find this clip for you guys. I'm sorry, the liberal, David Barry, MU is evolving. Respect the process. How you doing, David? I appreciate that. 2 things can be true. You can be dumb and wrong at the same time. I spoke a lot about Donald Trump. I'm sorry, Harris. But I don't want you guys to forget why we voted for Donald Trump, why I speak about the ICE agents, why I speak about these things. You will not see this happening in other countries. And how dare you come here, however you want, and say that ICE agents or law enforcement cannot handle you because you're going to do what you want in this country. And if we don't like it, then you'll protest. And American citizens are hoping you do this. There's something wrong here. So I don't mind the insults and the pushback because you want to go along with the crowd. I refuse. I'm not buying into it. I can't go to Mexico and start a riot and have the Mexicans help me out, Hector. Okay? You're not conservative if you live in California. I don't need to argue that point at all because I don't want to embarrass you. Okay, I'm going to go on mute for a second. I can find this clip. All right, let me bring you guys in. It's what I was looking for. I'm gonna bring you back. Let's see. Let's watch over there.
Wait for a year so it doesn't get wet.
Oh shoot, hold on. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Let me go on mute.
Well, hopefully not everyone. That won't be nice.
She likes light skin.
But you still like it white on the inside.
Yeah, okay, yeah, white on the inside. Yeah, there you go. You need the white. You need the white.
I'm sorry, my marshmallows are gone.
Are you live? Where? Oh, just YouTube. Okay. Okay.
Oh, come on, now they're on fire.
Okay, you don't like it black. What the fuck? Didn't hear you? The marshmallow didn't hear you, but you like it black? Show me your Show me your papers. This guy looks like he's from the fucking Netherlands. Show me your papers, you fucking Netherlands fuck. You are definitely not from. Well, okay, you are, but nobody's even saying that. Are you repairing your relationship with the public?
So are your wives.
No, but earlier you guys were just driving and you guys were helping us. How do you think that makes us feel? That makes us feel shitty. You're here to protect us. But then when ice comes, you guys are standing with ice and protecting them. You don't see what they're doing? They don't even believe in rights. They're going in and arresting people, murdering them. How do you think that makes us feel, guys? We can't even trust you guys to protect us. So what are you guys here for? If you guys are not going to protect us, go home, respectfully. You guys are useless to us.
I have hope. Maybe you will when the time comes. It's time for First Amendment right now. Right now, it's time for First Amendment rights. For now, that's their choice. It's peaceful protesting. If you invoke the Insurrection Act, he's going to come grab us for standing on Minnesota land. Minnesota land.
Are we going to do another fire?
It's amazing how big of a They send them out. Are you serious? No, it's crazy. So,
nothing, and I'm 14 inches tall. I don't know anything. You don't know anything. Just to be wearing a shirt. A shirt so wet because you could spill coffee on it. To be trying to stay hydrated, but not that hydrated. No one is mad at me. 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 If world is for the stars, I'll go first. I don't know anything. You don't know anything. If we must dumpster dive, I'll go first.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. What's it?
They represent a fascist fucking Nazi state.
I should have worn fucking mask.
This shit was happening.
There's a prison there.
That's why you go there. Did you bring the marshmallows? Hot dog. Huh? Did you bring the marshmallows?
Well, these two pieces of help ice, they don't get out of their face. They did nothing. Well, we are all fucking assaulted.
Yeah, we were here first.
Don't stand in our space.
We were here first.
Yeah, don't stand in our space. Don't stand in our space. Don't be a tool of the fucking innocent government. Help the fucking people. Get out of our space. We're here to put out those fires. That's it.
Am I the fire?
No.
Then leave me alone. We were here
You're the one
first.
in our space.
I already established we were here first. This is our spot. We were here first. We were here first. I know you're just frustrated because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You got me cosplaying couple bitches here and acting like they had 37 fucking hours of fucking training and they act like they know what the fuck they're doing and they're over here like snorting fucking coke and meth and over here like acting they're fucking being ridiculous and terrorizing your citizens in the city.
No, I appreciate you telling me that. Thank you.
It's legal here, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And nobody's gonna answer you.
Hey, use tags, come here.
I know you guys are frustrated because
Daddy came home.
I know you're frustrated. I know you're frustrated because they're terrorizing the citizens.
What part about staying back out of people's faces do you not get?
You're in my face.
Are you indifferent?
I'm on the sidewalk.
Can I ask you one question?
You're a part of the
Fuck you. Fuck you. You are a little fucking proud boy, aren't you? I can see it. I can see in your fucking eyes. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You're not doing shit. You're fucking
You guys have something for us to put it out. You guys have something for us to put it out. We're not out of everything. Is that really a big problem? Look at me. It's not of everything. Is that really a big problem? Is that really a big problem on the side? If I was the commander of the situation, this would not be the fucking problem on both sides. If I was the commander here, there would not be a problem. Just go the fuck away and the problem is done. And you guys go away. There's no fire.
You've got the support of the people.
There's no fire.
Yo, check it out. All right, we've got.
There's no fire.
All have been assaulted so many times by IVs and no cops. Actually, a cop told my wife, right, as she went up and asked why I'm being assaulted, he drove away. What we're being told is that the police unions are monitoring you guys for the administration. And that's why you're not doing it.
The people have you. We've got you. Fight back against these guys. I'm begging.
Giving them energy and just go away. Arrest those spots.
I'm begging you.
You guys
They're counting on this, man.
fucking clowns! You're waiting for the fire. That's how Trump likes to come on children.
Nothing at all.
Hey guys, that's not for everyone? Okay. Hey, dude, just the pepper spray. We're trying to show you. Come and move it. Boy. Thank you.
Okay. Claude said, let's send them to Venezuela. So that's what they are fighting for. Don't even know why they're out there. They're just singing and dancing and blowing that annoying horn. Okay? That's what they're voting for. That's what they're fighting for out there. So every illegal person, everybody that comes over here should be able to stay because they're out. Okay. You can't even get benefits over there if you go in their country and fall on hard times. They're not going to feel sorry for you. They're not going to pacify you. They're going to just let you whatever. Nevertheless, that's not my point. I hope a lot of productive things are getting done off camera. Mom handle, I'm not sure what they expected from that. That was loud. It was loud. That was hard to. When I went to the No Kings protest, it was really hard. Did you get tired of that, Christy? I'm sorry, friend. I'm sorry. When I went to the No Kings protest, it was hard. I was talking to people. Look at my video. Look at my long form video. I made videos of it. I probably made some shorts, but I made like a 3-minute video, I think, on it. It was hard talking to dinosaurs. No offense, Democrats. It was hard. I'm serious, dressed in blue to be respectful. And I'm talking to dinosaurs, Statue of Liberties, and other stuff. I hope they're not watching my stream because, it was hard. Why is everybody dressed up? There was Teletubbies out there. Teletubbies. I'm at a rally, and I'm speaking to, a big inflatable something. Did y'all see that mess? What was with the horn? Just honking the horn in the middle of the cold night, screaming at the ICE agents. And the ICE agents have to be polite. How dare they even speak out and insult someone, or God forbid they fall or slip on that slippery road or whatever. I just found it absolutely ridiculous. We know that a lot of them are paid. I didn't say all. A lot of them are paid. They're paid to agitate those ICE agents, and they're doing a great job. I find it very disturbing. And what was with the dance? It's hard to take people seriously like that. Why can't they just protest in peace? No, well, that's my point. Sending to Palestine. Oh, not Palestine. What? They're just loud and ignorant people. That's if they don't really know how the world works. We don't have protesters like that in Alabama. Are you in Alabama? We have protesters here right now in Coachella. And I need to get down there and film And I'll have to do like I did for the No Kings protests. Neither in North Carolina, Wellman. I have to do the same thing for the that I did here when they have No Kings protests here. It's happening more and more. I'm gonna wear blue, you guys, so don't be shocked. I have to blend in, okay? Do interviews and talk to the people. For Coachella, because I live in Palm Springs, so Coachella is about half an hour east of me, and I'm gonna have to just go with my camera. Maybe I'll bring a GoPro and film, interview. I'm gonna be quiet. Hopefully they haven't seen my podcast or whatever. And I want to see what's happening down there. Coachella does not look like Palm Springs. There's a lot of illegal immigrants there, and I knew that ICE was coming. I knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time. Good morning, Jude. Good morning. It's good to see you. Dancing can be peaceful protesting. It can. It can be peaceful, but when that lady was yelling at the ICE agent's face, trying to bait him, it's almost as if I dare you to put hands on me. Come on, we gotta be smarter than that. Liberals in my area don't act out like these protesters. See, you can protest, but do it peacefully. Christy, I'm not against protesting. Not that crowd wouldn't fly in Alabama. Billy. I don't think I've been to Alabama, but I do have family in the South. I have family in Jackson. No, I have family not quite in Jackson, but in Mississippi, and I haven't heard about any protests happening down there. We had protesters in Ohio, but way too many folks couldn't handle the tear gas and the mace. Ooh, mercy. Go, Curly Whip. Play stupid games. Play stupid games. Stupid prizes. I hear you. Yeah. Take protection if you're going to go to these protesters. These people are radicals. I try to blend in. Thankfully, because I'm black, they'll assume I'm Democrat, so I shouldn't have any problems. Oh, but if you mean with ICE agents, yeah, I'm gonna go down there. You would never protest me? So, but I'm going down there to film live. What do you mean? Will I do it live? I'll either make a video or do it live. More than likely, I'll do it live. So if something happens, y'all can see it live. Funny how you cry a lot about democracy, then when Trump gets in and democracy is exercised by the majority because it's not what you like, you cry and try to deny democracy. The majority voted for this. The majority voted for this. Rhiannon, I am glad there have been protesters in Utah. It means some have heart. Americans have heart, but you get it taken advantage of when you're fighting for people who just want to enter the country illegally. We do have big hearts, but they shouldn't take advantage. I don't think I could ever restrain myself if I was surrounded by ICE protesters. I literally worry about it. I don't think it's for the weak of heart, and I'm not calling you weak. I just am used to reporting on stuff like this, so I leave my emotions out of it. You see, even in my chat, I stopped myself from saying a lot of things that I could say. You've seen insults thrown at me, people trying to get me upset, calling me stupid. I ignore all that because it says more about that person than it says about me. I'm just reporting on the news. But it's hard. Democrats love chaos. Let me highlight that before they think these are my thoughts. You better pray they haven't seen your live streams. That happened at the No King protest. Claudia, you remember that lady flipped me off? She didn't see my podcast, but there was one guy, I can't remember his name, and he saw my podcast. I was out, and I was a little worried, but he just goes, oh no, it wasn't the protest. It's when we had that threat here, that terrorist attack in Palm Springs, which doesn't happen. I was out blogging, and a guy comes up to me, he's like, hey, I seen your podcast. And I was like, oh, goodness gracious. But he was a fellow Republican, so it was all good, which I'm in Palm Springs, so I assumed he'd be Democrat, but no, he was Republican. What? DFJC, admitting that you blend in with the protest zombies is a bold move. I have to blend in, okay, DFJC? I can blend in anywhere. So I don't think that they'll look at me and think Republican. So we're going to bank on that, and I'm going down there. Probably tomorrow or today. Ain't no protesting in the South. Southern jails stay open and move. They have a right to a peaceful protest. Sully. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You don't get unalived if you're peaceful protesting. That's not true. Sully. Shout out to the land down under. This part, no reason to be scared if you respect people and don't act stupid. There's nothing to be scared about. Jew. I play the piano catwalk. Christ is King Jew. You are hella smart. Appreciate you, LP. I don't care how old she was. She had no business flipping me off. How did she know I was reasonable? Lady flips me off for no good reason. I just realized that a piano was there. Yeah. I don't know why I sit in front of my piano. Eventually, I like this room because it's away from my family. Because, we could talk politics all day. My family and I, we get into it. But the kids are like, Mom, again? But I wanted to raise my kids in the truth. And yes, I raised some baby Republicans. I sure did. But I might start streaming upstairs. I might, you guys. Because sometimes I'm streaming and I want to get up and shout at the screen. You like Candace, right, Miss? Jude, I did like Candace a lot. She has a lot of criticism towards Donald Trump, which is fine. She's entitled. She said she's embarrassed about the Republican Party, how it's going. She's entitled to that. I did like Candace Owens. I don't like her comments towards Erica Kirk and throwing out the conspiracies out there. She brought up a couple good points about maybe Tyler Robinson wasn't the only one, but still, I want to see Tyler Robinson. I want to see what's happening with this trial. So I'm going to hold my thoughts on Candace. I think a lot of things that she's saying is problematic because I don't do conspiracies. What do you guys think about Candace Owens? I'm holding my thoughts on that. Now, another one that shocked me was Marjorie Taylor Greene. What's up with Marjorie Taylor Greene? Is she trying to set herself up to be a senator like Jasmine Crockett? I don't really understand her stance. She started out saying that she supports Donald Trump, but then she's begging for the Epstein files to be released. Which I don't know why she didn't do that during the Biden administration. Would have made more sense. I don't know how I feel. I just think that I'm really shocked by Marjorie Taylor. I think that she's going to have a hard time anyway. Another story for another day. God bless America. Hey, old school. You watching her now? I'm watching who? Candace? I watched a lot of Candace. I did, but I stopped with all of these things with Charlie Kirk. And I understand her and Charlie Kirk were friends. But as a friend, I wouldn't want my friend to attack my wife as she's mourning my death. She's putting out all these receipts and all those things. Why? It's interesting, but I just don't like her stance on Erica Kirk. I just don't. Why is she demanding to know where Charlie Kirk was buried? I don't care how affectionate Erica was during the funeral. Would I be that way? No, but everybody grieves differently. I wouldn't want it so public, but she chose to share it with the world because we share the tragedy together. I can't speak for Erica, but would I say where my husband was buried? No, because there's a lot of people that hate Charlie Kirk. Imagine if they knew where he was buried, and Candace is wrong for putting pressure on Erica to show us where he was buried in his tombstone and all that. I think that's bull. I think it's bull. Marjorie Taylor, a lot of fluff. Marjorie Taylor will still vote red in the end. Lazy Eye, yes, I think she will too. Marjorie Taylor got criticism for supporting Nick Fuentes. People really called her out on some of those. Marjorie Taylor says she supports free speech. So those things she still has in there, but her turn on Donald Trump was surprising, but I think she will still vote red in the end. I have to agree with that. I don't know, though. I don't know, because people are just surprising me. Candace Owens. Alexander the Great couldn't pull me out in a consenting encounter. Marjorie Taylor may have been a mole. Who knows? Christy, I don't know what to think about Marjorie. I'm shocked by a lot of her. You did try to warn me about Candace, but what do I know? Let's not do the victim thing, Claude. Okay. Okay. Candace was problematic. I don't think people remember her stances on Hitler and other people. I'm not going to bring up. Candace has been saying some wild stuff. Is Candace still facing that lawsuit? She's got problems. I'm not a Candace fan. She changes her religion and views with the wind. I don't like how she's trying to paint Charlie Kirk as anything other than Christian. She just needs to sit down with this one. Just sit down somewhere. The same repeating things twice crop. Marjorie didn't get what she wanted. It is crying time for Marjorie. Catwalk, I just am disappointed by Marjorie. I feel like she's more of a rhino than a Republican. Maybe it's just popular for her to join the Republican Party so she can get voted in. Maybe. Candace is jealous of Erica, the stink in the air. Maybe Catwalk. I feel that she's just making commentary. Candace, she has a huge platform. We know that. But her Charlie Kirk commentary has definitely grown her platform a lot, and her if you watch that kind of stuff, but it's a hot topic and she's been hitting it every day. Her story on the French president's wife is funny, just getting her sued. So I wonder how interesting it is for her, because that lady took a test to prove that she is a woman. So you can't call this woman a man, which is problematic. So, yeah, free speech is going to cost you. It is interesting, though. Marjorie Taylor was benefiting from illegals. Thank you, Claude. Appreciate you. She didn't have no business belonging to Charlie Whiteface. She didn't even have no business. I'm not sure. To me, Rasta, I think I missed something there. I'm not sure. Candace was in love with Charlie. I wouldn't doubt it. Lazy. Well, she's in love with her husband. So, Rasta, you don't like her. Marjorie's family business is in construction. She wanted illegals. Really, Chris? Okay. I have to look more into that one, Christy. Candace is your girl? Okay, to me. Don't have to agree. She was a man? Come on, Claude. We supposed to be better. DFJC, you're arguing with Claude. Candace will be forgotten about. Jones. Yeah, so I'll have to look into that, you guys. There is a lot that we have to look into. There's a lot that we will talk about. You will all convert to Muslim. I'm Christian. There's a lot that we have to talk about. I haven't even gotten into Greenland and what's happening over there. And there's a lot of news happening with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is one of the hardest working presidents I have seen. And he doesn't stop. He doesn't stop, you guys. Pink. I'm so sorry. You can tell my brain is tired because then I can't even read. They're going to think I won't make any jokes about liberals. MU, thank you for hosting these open discussions. Appreciate you. I appreciate you too as well, Pink. And I appreciate you guys for showing up for me. Those of you that tap the screen, I appreciate it. I think that these things are important to talk about, regardless if you're Republican or Democrat. We want to be able to take care of our families. We have different ways of going about it. I just feel that it's important for Republicans and conservatives to speak, because a lot of spaces we are demonized, we are criticized, we're called fascists, and Hitler, and racist. And I said, you know what? Let me start speaking, because you guys can't call me racist as a Black woman. And I do not see any. There's going to be racist people because there's ignorant people, but that's not a Republican or Democrat thing. That is a people thing. And I also believe that Blacks can be racist. I believe anybody can be racist. I'm not a Black person that says Blacks can't be racist. Anybody can be racist. And I speak about things that can get me canceled. That's very controversial. So I appreciate y'all love under my community posts and in the comment section. I appreciate your support, because believe me, this kind of commentary is difficult. I used to stream about sobriety stuff only. And I switched subjects because I've always liked politics, and as a Republican, and me raising my kids to be Republican, a lot of the things I was hearing about the president and about even when Biden was when Biden was in office, it's like, why are they demonizing Republicans? No, so I wanted a platform that I could speak freely, and I appreciate those of you that do support me in this kind of commentary. Okay, I'm Black American. Okay, well, man. But thank you for letting me in your country. I promise you I'll make all of you Muslim. Why? I should read these comments before I highlight them. As soon as color is mentioned, I stop listening. Lazy eye, I don't bring up color as far as like I don't really get into race topics, but sometimes I bring up color because I'm talking to sometimes I have to bring up color, okay? I'm sorry, but I do. A lot of times people feel that because you're black, oh, okay, lazy eye, because you're black, you have to vote Democrat. Or a lot of times, like out is going about my day. I have women coming up to me, mostly white women, saying, I'm so sorry for what you're going through. And they have these blue bracelets to represent, you know, they voted for the blue. I stand with you, my sister. And I'm thinking, okay, we're sisters, whatever. But I don't like what's happening. And I don't like people to just assume they know. It doesn't matter. I don't have to walk around saying I'm Republican. I don't have to do that. But I don't hate what's happening in the country. I want our country to be better. I want to put America first. I support traditional values and all of those things. And I teach my kids to be proud of who they are. And yeah, I don't tell my kids to walk around saying they're Republican at all because I fear for their safety. But why should I fear for their safety? Because they're not Democrat. And people don't see the problem with that. There's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. She's probably mixed with black, but she's not always black. You talk about me, Rasta? Hey, MU, you going to Coachella? Be careful. I'm going to Coachella. Jerome, that's where the ICE agents are. MU's favorite phrase is TFJC. I'm black and I'm a proud Republican. That's my new favorite one. That's funny. You make me laugh. I still stoop. I'm not sure what that's about. Okay, I missed that comment. You guys. She's probably mixed with black, but she's not always black. She's not okay. I missed that comment. I don't know. Rasta, I wonder if you're talking about me. Are you talking about me? Thank you, Cass. Great chat. You stay calm while we body slam each other in the chat. Christy, yeah. I'll let you guys have at it. I love the fact that you interact with each other. I'm very interested in your points of view. So I just, yeah. You guys rock out. My mods pretty much let it slide, but there's sometimes YouTube will hold comments. Daquan, you still here? YouTube will hold comments, or and Daquan, no, you guys know I'm not soft skinned when it comes to a lot of things. TC, good morning. I played Kamala's speech with the mayor, and it was interesting. It was interesting. Ain't real black, who gives a shit? Are they arguing if I'm black? You're not 100% black. What, Rasta, what does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything, Rasta? Our family has, what does my background have to do with it? You are not black. Oh my God, my side. Why do you guys care? You're not really black like that. What is black like that? What is black like that? I don't understand what does that have to do with anything at all? You look related to, oh, mercy. Okay, I'm gonna get off the black subject. Did I say that I was 100% black? Put a one in the chat if any of you heard me say I was 100% black. Can we get off of that? I never mentioned that because you're not a victim. I never once said, what are you guys talking about? Okay, y'all distracted me. I can hear it in your voice. You're still on that. What is your problem? What are you? I can hear it in your voice. You are not really black like that, man. She set up in line and stuff, and you people need to stop using you like Kamala Harris. Why am I stuck on this topic with you, Rasta? I want to understand you and your problem. I can hear it in your voice. You are not really black like that. Man, she set up a line and stuff. Stop. You people need to stop using you like Kamala. You mean Kamala Harris? Is that what you're talking about? Rasta, I'm not sure where you're going with that comment. I'm not sure where you're going with that comment, my friend. I don't know. Your heritage is important if you want it to be. I feel like this. Do you guys want to know what I feel about that? Don't lie. I don't need to lie about my background. I don't need to lie about my background. You might be Dominican. Okay. 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 We all right. I feel like this. If you're in America, you're in America. I don't care what color you are. I do not care if you're white, black, Asian. I don't care. I just see you as people. Yes, you're going to see my ethnicity. Yes, you're going to see my race. Race and ethnicity is a different thing. It's different. It is not the same. My race is one thing and my ethnicity is something else. Nevertheless, regardless if I'm a black woman, which I am, I still stand for American values, America first. I would not use race as a crutch, and neither should you. Everybody has obstacles, and I stand by that. Thank you, Chris Reed, for the super sticker. Thank you. Thank you. I should have known my sister was coming through. Kamala is very intelligent. Okay. I agree with you, TC. We agree on that. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you so much. Thank you guys for your donations, your love, for tapping the screen, and just for hanging out. Just for hanging out. People are negative. We are Puerto Rican in our family, okay? But that's an ethnicity, not a race, okay? So if you see something else in me, then that would be what you're seeing. People are negative, and they want you right there with them. Don't listen to them. Let them hate all you want. Nobody want race. Anybody is. Who cares? Time is too short. Yeah, I get so tired of the conversation. We're in 2026. Y'all didn't hear me talk about race unless it was in reference to something, and I had to talk about race, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Race is a made-up thing anyway that was to put people in classes, but you guys, people are people. We're just different shades, and I tried my best to keep the color comments and the race comments, especially as Harris was speaking. I had my mods remove those comments about color. I want you guys to try to listen without all that in the background. If you can. There's only one race, the human race. Most of us are mutts. We all have something in us if you're in the United States. One of my grannies is white, but I'm still black. I'm still black. You guys have only heard me identify as black. Lay off coloring. Who cares? Thank you, David. Thank you. And I do appreciate you guys for being respectful as far as that goes. You guys are really, most of you are really respectful towards me. I think that some of you appreciate. Now, my sister, TC, I don't know if she's still in the chat, but we have good conversations. I don't want to speak for her. She's Democrat and I listen to her. We respect each other. We speak. I don't care what you guys are. I think that when you start bringing up race and stuff like that, it becomes problematic because I thought that we were getting to a time where we're trying to, I just kind of get tired of talking about it. This is not the stream for that. If you guys want to talk about race, I'll pull up a video and we can discuss it in a different kind of way, but not tonight. I'm tired. We're not going to do it tonight. I hate liberals of all colors, Rob. I've been told that I'm a Hershey Kiss milk chocolate. I did not agree with some of her initiatives and policies, but she is not smart. Fair, TC. Fair. I didn't agree with a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to say she's not intelligent. She's highly educated. So whether I agree with somebody or not, I'm not going to take that away. Stop. No. MU is black. I could tell that very well, right, Jerome? Jerome knows me from my regular streams. Republicans are hateful. We are used to that. It's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. I disagree strongly. She was a pawn. Lazy Eye said she was a pawn. TC's in the building. That's right, DFJC 5150. 5150, I just read that. I'm watching this show from South Africa, Cape Town. It's shocking to see comments saying I'm black, proud to be Republican. I'm looking from the perspective of not being American, what Republicans are doing. Prince Maker, that was a long sentence. Shocking to see the comment saying I'm black, proud to be Republican. Okay. What do I do with that? I'd rather see Vance win in 2028. I'm going for JD Vance 2028. He'd make a fine president because you're an immigrant trying to portray as a black woman. I'm not an immigrant, Rasta. Now let it go. I live here, so that's telling me you don't even know what an immigrant is, Rasta. You're just speaking. You're just speaking to be heard. Leave it alone. I answered your question. Now lay off the race thing. Leave it alone. Move on. MU, you made a boss statement. Highly educated and intelligent are not the same. I agree. TC, you know a lot about that. You do. President Harris just saying the GOP sure loves to cry voter fraud while committing voter fraud. They love to paint fingers to distract themselves. Okay. All right. Couldn't put together a complete synthesis. Oh, why did I highlight that? We don't want to see that again. We moved on, but leave Rasta where he is. Republicans are brainwashed to start hating immigrants. We don't hate immigrants. We don't like people breaking the law, but we don't hate immigrants. We like you to come here legally. The culture, the race, everything is defined who we are as a black person, as Mexican, as Hispanics. Rasta, where are you from? Where are you from? Are you a simp? I'm a woman. Usually hear women defined as simps. ICE breaking more laws than immigrants, shorty. They haven't broken any damn laws. Stop. And if they have, they're American citizens. America can deal with them the right way, just like they can deal with illegal immigrants the right way. Hi, imagine this. JD Vance as candidate. Erica Kirk becomes this lady if he... No, Deji, I don't want to imagine that. No. Really interesting to see JD Vance as president and Donald Trump as vice president, but has that been done, you guys? I don't think so. Rasta, are you slow? She just said again she's a black woman. You're not 100% black woman, so quit saying it. Rasta, I'm a black woman. If that pisses you off, I'll say as many times as I want. MAGA spent 4 years crying about vaccine mandates and too much government. Now they like it. It is. Isn't it our choice if we vaccinate our kids or not? Our rights are going to be taken away. TC. Kamala Harris is a person that's not... Wait, why would you say that? Come on. You're not even spelling her name right, Rasta. You're not qualified to participate in this conversation. Shut up. I'm tired of the comments. But you don't care that other rights are being taken away. What rights are being taken away? What rights are being taken away that I don't care about? When did I say I don't care? If I didn't care, I wouldn't be doing this live stream. Over 70% of the people they are brutalizing are not criminals. If you enter this country illegally, then you broke the law. Would that not make you a criminal? Come through, TC. Wouldn't that make you a criminal? Chris Reed says, take your money and stop making rich people that isn't marching. Take your money and stop making rich people that isn't marching, protesting with y'all. Shut down the Super Bowl in honor of that woman. Rosa Parks did it. Hey, Chris Reed. Yeah, sometimes you just got to ignore some folks, not the lawless. What about Greenland's rights? I'm going to be for America's interests. I'm going to be for America's interests, not to the lawless. If you break the law, you lose your rights. Isn't that what happens? Is that crime a death sentence? When did I say they should be sentenced to death? When did I say they should be sentenced to death? Christy is feisty. Stop. Christy. She hung in there. You did it, but ICE is unaliving people. Pay attention. I don't like to see anybody lose their life. I don't want to see you get so fanatical that you get caught up in this cause that you made up in your head and you lose your life. I don't want to see that. I've been to Greenland. Who's asking for Greenland to have rights? TC. Wait, is that really TC in my chat? So stop supporting ICE. Will not stop supporting ICE. Send more ICE agents. I'm not going to stop supporting ICE. This is what America's voted for. We get in town with nothing. Stop saying you black and you ain't black. Rasta, I don't know, my mods haven't timed you out yet, but shut up about that. I don't care. I'm going to say what I want. It's UTC? Okay. Who likes pizza? My family had pizza. You don't got to time him out, but dang, he's killing it. You Puerto Rican, talk about your Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans aren't American, Rasta. Your ignorance is shining through. Puerto Rico, how's your day? How you doing? Okay, TC, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. Greenland should have rights. They should have American rights. Once we take it, they will become Americans. Reese is scary because I said that earlier to someone. The fastest way Trump and JD Vance would be out of office is to go mess with people with guns. All right, you guys. Y'all have it. My day is okay. How's your day, Puerto Rico? You guys, y'all still good? Y'all have any final thoughts for me? I felt like we covered a lot. We talked about a lot. I will be following. So you guys heard it here. Harris has said that there's a strong possibility that she will run for presidency in 2028. Well, she said she'll be president someday. So it will have to be the 2028 election, right? That's going to be interesting. I wonder who her running mate will be. I'm praying it's JD Vance. I want to see what she brings to the table besides demonizing Donald Trump and the political rights and making it seem like, oh, they're separating families. When you go to jail, your family's separated. So I hope that she doesn't come here preaching that open border stuff that, well, actually, I hope she does, because then JD Vance might just win it if we have an election. Why wouldn't we have an election? Good night, Christy. Thank you for hanging out. My day is turning out bad already. Oh, Puerto Rico. I'll be praying for you. Thank you for hanging out, Christy. I appreciated you. You really had me laughing in the chat. Don't think too hard. Does not appear to be your strong suit. So you say. Do I like ceviche? I love it. Yep. Good night, lazy eye. Okay, you guys. Oh, thank you, caveman. Trump is crazy and you're brainwashed. You broke into this country. Thank you for the audience engagement, Rasta. That's the only reason I'll let your chats go through. Yeah, you cracks me up. On that note, you guys, I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Mods, you worked hard tonight, TC. I love you, my sis. Always good to see you. That's why I'm going to end, Christy, because Rasta needs to go to bed. Rasta needs to go to bed. Talk to you soon, TC. Good night, Jerome. Quad, thank you for holding it down. Dr. Manhattan, even though he's resting, thank you guys. Thank you, mods. Daquan, friend. Daquan hung out the whole time. Daquan, I appreciate you. You guys, I appreciate you guys so much. Daquan. Big hugs. Ezekiel. Buenas noches. Okay, sleep well. What did you say this before I go? I know it's off subject, but Claudette, Daquan Calvin, who protested before Rosa Parks and started the civil rights movement, passed away this week at 91. Oh, may she rest in peace. Claude, thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. URNA, I'm not even going to highlight that. Good night, old school. Good night, and Trump. Craig, thank y'all for hanging out. We'll talk later. Let me get some rest. I need to study what's happening more in England and figure out what we're going to talk about later today. I'll be back. Bye-bye.